How long have you been an Uber driver?
For about 1 year.
Okay. And when did you start work that night?
I decided to drive out around 10 o'clock, pick people up from the bars.
Okay. And about how many customers or riders did you have prior to your interaction with Dr. Curry?
I had about 3.
Is that 3 different rides or 3 customers together?
3 different rides.
And were any of your riders that night intoxicated prior to the incident with Dr. Curry?
Not that I was aware. None were as belligerent as Kathy.
When you decided to drive this night, did you think that you would be driving intoxicated people?
I assumed, because the busiest times are always after the bars get out, but I always know to pick people that are not extremely intoxicated because it's a liability and I don't want to clean up puke from my car.
And you were called at 1:45 to pick up Juan Cinco, but Juan Cinco stated that this event occurred at 2:45. So what happened between those 45 minutes?
I think the event ended at 2:45.
Okay.
That's when the cops arrived.
At 2:45, the cops arrived.
Yes.
Left.
They left. Sorry, they left. They left at 2:45.
Okay. So what time were you called to pick up Juan Cinco?
I was called at 1:45.
And what time did the altercation occur?
Around 2 o'clock.
And how long did it last?
It lasted about 45 minutes.
Okay. So after 45 minutes, the cops were called.
Yeah. No, the cops were called in between that time, but the cops arrived around 45 minutes later.
Okay. And who were you picking up when you got called to this location where Dr. Curry was at?
I was picking up Angie, who ordered the Uber,
Okay.
and her friend Juan Cinco.
Okay. And why would you not take the doctor home?
Because she was way too drunk.
She was violent as soon as you refused to drive her. Why did you refuse if she wasn't violent?
You stated that she wasn't violent.
You stated that she wasn't violent. So why did you refuse her if she wasn't violent?
I refused her at first because Angie and Juan Cinco were the original callers of me to drive them. And then whenever she was not with that party, I could tell that she was way too drunk and I didn't want to drive her because I didn't want her to not pay me because she was too drunk or to vomit all over my car.
Okay. And did you ever talk to Juan Cinco and ask to pick him up down the street? Instead of in front of the bar where that situation was occurring, did you ever talk to Juan Cinco and move the location maybe down the street or across the block?
No.
And in the video, you are seen on the phone. Who are you calling?
The police.
As seen in the video, you're telling other people to call 911. Do you remember this?
Yes. I pretended to call the police at first to try to scare Kathy to make her stop, thinking that she would. And then later on, I called the police.
Okay.
After I told everybody else to call the police as well.
And when did you first call the cops? Before, during, or after the video?
During the video.
And did at any point you feel threatened by Dr. Curry?
Yes.
If you were threatened, why didn't you actually call the cops immediately?
I didn't call the cops immediately because I thought that I could scare her at first enough to stop acting insane. And then once she didn't, I asked other people to call the cops while I was trying to not get hit by her.
But you felt threatened?
I did feel threatened.
Okay. Do you think that actually calling the cops could have prevented the escalation?
I don't think so because she wanted to hit me in the first place before I even pretended to call the cops. So I had to protect myself first.
Did you restrain Dr. Curry during this altercation?
I tried to.
Why were you restraining the doctor? By restraining, I mean holding her wrists and preventing her from being free.
Because she was trying to hit me and kick me and knee me and scratch me.
Okay, and during the video, Kathy Curry is shown pulling away from you. Do you think that she was also scared?
I don't think she was